Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Safina Fathimah Zahra from SMA N20 Surabaya, and today I am here to discuss in regards of how the House would be giving out social services and skill training in place of imprisonment as punishment for gambling offenders in Indonesia, which is something that I strongly disagree against. Because gambling in Indonesia is not a small problem nor issue. It's quite major actually, due to how it's tied to huge money and organized crime. Proven not just too long ago in 2024, where our Financial Intelligence Unit, PPATK, had reported almost 600 trillion rupiah in gambling transactions. This shows it's not just addicted gamblers behind these transactions. There are big operators and online syndicates as well as financiers that have laundered money, trapped people in debt, with some even linked to fraud and human trafficking. So it's unthinkable that we would replace the serious punishment for these serious crimes with something as minor as social services and skill training. That aside, prison itself is a strong deterrent, with serious consequences looming over these people's heads. They'll be less likely to commit these crimes because not only are they facing serious punishment, they would be doing it for a long time. But if we were to replace it with social services and skill training, they wouldn't take it as seriously. After all, it's nothing compared to the money that they earn from doing these crimes. Not to mention that Indonesia is already fighting a massive problem to begin with, which is the human resources that we do not have if we want to continue to enact social services and skill training as punishment instead of imprisonment. Because Cominfo had blocked over 1.3 million gambling sites, and Ojek had frozen tens of thousands bank accounts linked to gambling. This proves that if we were to send them to social services, the system would collapse under these numbers. Not to mention that they can actually, the operators can pretend to be one of those gambling addicts and easily escape these punishments, making the legal system easy to cheat through. Which raises another problem, that this issue isn't something private, it's public, because it affects families, societies as whole, and the economic system, financial system. It's gotten to the point that our country had developed a national task force in 2024 to deal with gambling specifically. This shows how much of a high stakes it has. So we need a serious punishment. Social services and skill training can be supportive, but we need something far more serious and deserving just for the justice system and legal system. Some might argue that it's an addiction, so it's a health issue, but the law punishes the crime, not the illness. Addiction treatment can be offered, yes, but not instead of prison. They may say prison doesn't work, but prison stops offenders while they are inside, and it warns others not to follow those footsteps. That itself is already effective. So in short, social services might help some, but they are far too weak as a replacement for real punishment like prison. With that said, I would like to restate the fact that I stand against the opposing team, that I strongly disagree with this motion that we should replace the punishment for gambling offenders with social services and skill training. That is all. Thank you.